Hey everyone, and welcome to our first unit in English 130. Excited to get started with you. And so today what we're going to talk about is kind of an overview of the unit and maybe some tips and tricks on where to find some things and how to submit your assignments, etc. Um, and so, what I really encourage you to do is to click into our Unit 1 and go ahead and read through the overview, which I'm not going to bore you. I think you can do that yourself. But more specifically, I want to talk about the readings and where to find those, right? So you'll notice here that you have essentially four short stories to read. We're going to talk about fiction. These two are traditional plot structure short stories and these two sort of deviate from expectations. And so in the past, students have sometimes struggled initially to find where you actually read these. And so our textbook is located within our course information tab. So I'll go ahead and click this open here. And it is, in fact, the first link here. So this is our textbook. And so once you're there, you can click through. And if you look specifically, this is our whole textbook. And so for the first reading is Two Kinds by Amy Tan, which is located here in chapter 16. And so we'll come down here, find chapter 16 in the menu, and then find Two Kinds by Amy Tan. Okay. And so that's how you locate all the texts that are within the textbook. So again, if you need this a little slower, so it's in course information and then here. Within this course information tab, you'll also find some general information about the course, which I covered a little bit on my intro video, and as well as the course syllabus, how you're evaluated in the course, etc. Okay, so let's get back to our work for this week. So essentially, for most weeks, you have two general assignments. Okay, you'll have a discussion board, and then you will have a unit assignment. And so for the discussion board here, you're going to create a response that is at least two paragraphs. So, two paragraphs in your initial post focusing on your history or on a personal experience that reflects who you are. All right. And so, the way that you do that, you would click into here. Uh, we already have a student who's done this, which is wonderful. You'd create a thread. You want to make sure you're typing in a subject. It can be anything. You don't have to put your name on it because you're posting it. It'll go to your name, your post. And then what I will ask you to do is to type your response into this box. Do not attach a file. It's harder for students to read those, and likely they won't if they have to open it. Just type your response here, and then click submit. All right. So a couple things about due dates. So your discussion boards, your initial posts are due by Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. And I'll send a reminder on Wednesday, just a quick note reminding you of that. And then responding to your two peers. And so you want to make sure you're substantially responding to those two peers. And so that's not in your own thread. So you're going to go to their thread and respond to them to get credit. Okay, you need to go two different peers and respond. You need to do that by Sunday. All right. So Wednesday, the initial post where you're going to respond to this prompt, and then by Sunday, responding to at least two peers. And that's interacting on their posts. Okay. Doesn't count if they respond to you and you respond to them in your own post. You need to engage with their own ideas. Okay. And then we have this generative AI sort of guide that you'll walk through. So make sure you're doing this. This is not for a grade, but it is something that you need to do. It will come in handy in later assignments. Okay. And then our first assignment, which is creating plot. So this template, this class and all English classes are really encourage you to make use of APA style. In fact, it's something that we grade heavily on. And so what I want you to do is to download this template. This is what the template looks like. Okay. So use this template for every one of your units assignments. Okay. And so but make sure, of course, that you're changing the information. Okay. So obviously put in your title, put your first name and last name, put in my name, put the due date. And this is where you write the essay. Now down here, if you don't have references, so in other words, if you're not using any sources, delete this page. Okay. If you are using references, then you need to put them in here. All right. And there is a resource for you in the readings as well. Where is it? Located here. Okay. This is a APA style guide on how to set up a title page. You can also use the Purdue OWL if you need help with citation, right? That is going to be a primary focus for us this semester, all right? Making sure that we are formatting our papers correctly in APA style, all right? So the assignment here is you're going to do this generative AI. So you need to make sure you go through this first. This part is not graded. This part is, right? Um, and so you're going to use Microsoft Copilot to create and enhance stories. All right. So you'll start this conversation and then you'll go through and essentially you're going to uh, do this prompt. Okay. So you're going to start a conversation and copy and paste these prompts one at a time. Provide a story topics or types for me to choose from a story, and then create a short story based on, and then whatever it is, and blank. Okay. And then you're going to copy and paste that, which is going to be a short story, into a Word document. So it'll be a completely AI generated short story. All right. And then make sure you cite it. Right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that story that you have used AI to generate, and then you're going to rewrite the story, incorporating a new character with description and creating a new ending. So you're going to help have it. It's kind of working backwards. You know, a lot of times we create the ideas and then AI helps generate them. In this case, AI is writing the story, and you are sort of editing AI. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. And so this is the criteria, the grading criteria that I'll be looking at as you go through to create. So there's a couple other steps you need to do as well. So you will rewrite that story, and then you're going to create a Cultura video that reflects these questions. So it'll be you answering these questions. Okay. And if you need help on how to do that, please look at these two links on how to post a Cultura video. I know that seems like a lot, and I'm sure you'll have questions. It's a new assignment for me as well. So we'll learn about this together. And if you have questions, then we can work through it. Okay. So that's the work for the week. So again, the main focus will be doing the reading, making sure you're doing your uh, discussion board initial post by Wednesday, and then really spending some time getting to know this generative AI system. That way you can complete this assignment by Sunday. All right. Okay, that's all for me. That's all for this week. I'll be back on Wednesday with just kind of a written brief check-in to make sure you are doing okay with the work and to remind you to post your initial post of your discussion board. All right. All right, that's it. And I hope you all have a great week, and we'll talk again soon.